of the building falling away from the World Trade Center. If we can re-rack that to about 20 seconds ago, you'll see something dramatic happening.
We have to,
and I don't know whether it's another explosion or a portion of the building falling away. But
stay together in order to fight this. You know, that's all we could do is just keep fighting here, guys. So let's talk about something else here. Something interesting. Let's see what we got up here for today. How about this? It's quite long. It's lengthy. It has to do with the Japanese earthquake, guys, and the meltdowns of the nuclear reactors. I got this from Rense.com a few days ago. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink here. Secret U.S.-Israeli nuke transfers led to Fukushima blasts. It's from Yoichi Shimatsu. Very interesting article. I suggest you go to Rense.com and check that out. Once again, the title is Secret U.S.-Israeli nuke transfers led to Fukushima blasts. 16 tons. And what you get is a nuclear catastrophe. The explosions that rocked the Fukushima No. 1 nuclear plant were more powerful than the combustion of hydrogen gas as claimed by the Tokyo Electric Power Company. The actual cause of the blast, according to intelligence sources in Washington, was nuclear fission of warhead cores illegally taken from America's sole nuclear weapons assembly facility. Evaporation in the cooling pools used for spent fuel rods led to the detonation of stored weapons-grade plutonium and uranium. The facts about clandestine American and Israeli support for Japan's nuclear armament are being suppressed in the biggest official cover-up in recent history. The timeline of events indicates that theft from America's tragic arsenal was authorized at the highest level under a three-way deal between the Bush-Cheney team, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, and Ehud Olmert's government in Tel Aviv. Tokyo's Strangelove. In early 2007, Vice President Dick Cheney flew to Tokyo with his closest aides. Newspaper editorials noted that secrecy surrounding his visit, no press conference, no handshakes with ordinary folks, and as diplomatic cable suggests, no briefing for U.S. embassy staffers in Tokyo. Cheney snubbed Defense Minister Fumio Kiyama, who was shut out of confidential talks. The pretext was his criticism of George Bush for claiming Iraq possessed weapons of mass destruction. The more immediate concern was that the defense minister might disclose bilateral secrets to the Pentagon. The Joint Chiefs of Staff were sure to oppose White House approval of Japan's nuclear program. An unannounced reason for Cheney's visit was to promote a quadrilateral alliance in the Asian-Pacific region. The four cornerstones, the U.S., Japan, Australia, and India, were being called on to contain and confront China and its allies North Korea and Russia. From a Japanese perspective, this grand alliance was flawed by symmetry. The three adversaries were nuclear powers, while the U.S. was the only one in Quad Group. To further his own nuclear ambitions, Abe was playing the Russian card, as mentioned in U.S. Embassy dated cable that was dated the 9th, September 22nd. The Yomiuri Shimbun gave top play to his challenge to the White House. This is what he had to say. It was learned yesterday that the government and domestic utility companies have entered final talks with Russia in order to relegate uranium enrichment for use at nuclear power facilities to Atomprom, the state-owned nuclear monopoly. If Washington refused to accept a nuclear-armed Japan, Tokyo would turn to Moscow. So it's quite large, guys. It's a very long article. I want you to go on Rense.com and check it out. Very important. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to post it on my Facebook account. Go to Christopher Flowers. That's the name I'm using on Facebook. I can't use Christopher Flowers. It's going to be the top post that I just posted at this minute. I'll leave it up there for a few weeks for you guys to read. It's all you're going to see is a link for Rense.com. Just click on it, General 94, and it'll take you directly on there. So I'm just typing to a few friends here to let them know about this article. And see what's going on here. So there we go. Anyway, so like I said, there's a lot of information coming out in the world, guys, that you need to be aware of when it comes to the Jesuit order and their New World Order scumbags. Okay, these people are not, out there doing anything good. These are pure evil and negative people. So you got to stay true to each other, stay true to the movement, and keep exposing these fake people that want to just destroy the people. Okay, destroy us. So we're going to check right now and see what's going on here. Trying to, my computer's going slow, so I'm just trying to get those articles up to you. Alright, so here we go. That's the one that I just read to you, and this is the one that I want to bring to your attention right here. Very important one as well. I don't know if this is true or if this is propaganda. A lot of us believe it's propaganda, but I'll read it to you anyways. Iran issues veiled military threat. Follows reports that NATO preparing to attack Syria. It's based on Joseph Farah's G2 bulletin. Just so you know, Iran has moved quickly to warn against any military strike on Syria by the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, suggesting that Tehran is prepared to escalate an already serious crisis into a full-blown military conflict if Damascus is attacked, according to a report from Joseph Farah's G2 bulletin. Now, Shiite Iran, which sides with the Shiite al-Wadi regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, issued the warning against any foreign meddling in Syria following published remarks attributed to al-Assad that he would set fire to the Middle East, particularly Israel, if NATO were to attack Syria. Now, Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdollahian accused the Western powers of trying to push Syria into a crisis in an effort to establish a new balance of power in the interest of the Zionist regime of Israel. Here's a quote here, guys. Iran condemns any foreign interference in Syria and believes that such a move will push the whole region into crisis, said Amir Abdollahian. I can't even pronounce his last name, Abdollahian, who made the comment to Qatar's Crown Prince Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani in Doha. According to the Iranian Fars news agency, al-Assad purportedly made the comment to Turkish Foreign Minister Ahmet Davutoglu, who was in Damascus, to deliver a warning to al-Assad from the United States. So who knows? Is it propaganda? Probably. But, Iran's not going to take any shit from Israel. So it's something you need to look into, people. There's another one here. This is about Luke Rudkowski. As you know, Luke Rudkowski was beaten and pepper sprayed by the New York Police Department at Wall Street during a protest. So there's a video on this website. If you just go to the wearechange.com or wearechange.org website, you'll see multiple videos there, guys. So I'll read the little attache to it here. Journalist Luke Rudkowski was attacked by police Wednesday night while trying to document the Occupy Wall Street arrest in New York. NYPD used pepper spray, batons, and brute force to move protesters away from the entrance to Wall Street. After many tried to push through police barricades, rumors immediately circulated that police provocateurs dressed as protesters were to blame for the incident. Well, that's nothing new. We've seen this at the G20, protests in Pittsburgh as well as in Toronto. It happens everywhere around the world. You get these police officers that dress up as protesters and incite riots. That's what they want, guys. They want us to riot so that they can take our guns away from us, or actually have us use our guns and then take them away from us. So check out those videos on the wearechange.org website. Very interesting. Check out Howard Nima's YouTube account. Just type in Howard Nima on YouTube. He's got a lot to say when it comes to We Are Change and about what's going on out there. Hey, you want to know how the VA and the big banks treat the veterans when they come home after basically risking their lives to fight the wars of the New World Order? Well, here's something. It appears that the Veterans Administration has been flying under radar when it comes to their contribution to the homeless veteran population. Due to a backlog in processing thousands of disability claims, military members and their families are forced to live on the streets because of foreclosures and are heading into bankruptcy courts at an alarming rate. This is from, where is this from? I'm trying to think. Impact Canada. So I'm reading you an article here. Most of the wounded veterans I know have waited more than 6 months to get their first disability checks from the VA after leaving the military. By the time they got their first payments from the VA, they were bankrupt or had lost their home to foreclosure. No better, they just haven't been caught yet. And unlike the backlog for disability claims, the VA has had no apparent backlog on processing foreclosures for VA-backed loans. Within 3 months of a medical discharge from active duty, the VA has stepped in to evict multiple wounded veterans and their families. In one case, the VA disability file of a Fort Carson soldier sat untouched for 6 months. This file contained a form that stated his rating should be expedited because of his hardships. Even so, nothing had even been started on his file for 6 entire months.